So I already have my foundation on, my powder, my concealer, my eye primer, and my brows because I am doing a Foundation Friday video. So the foundation I have on my face right now and is going to be my first Friday foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm also trying out the new Fenty Concealer. And the powder that I use today, because I'm familiar with how it lays on my other foundations, is the Magic Powder by Charlotte Tilbury. The stinkiest powder I've ever used, but it is nice, especially for aging skin. And then my eyebrows are the usual suspects, which are Anastasia Brow Wiz and Tinted Gel in Caramel. And I did apply everything with a Sonia Kashuk sponge. And I primed my eyelids with the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. I usually use a different Benefit Don't Stay, Don't Stray, Don't Stay, Don't Stray. But I saw Lisa using this, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. So today we are going to be using the new Nars palette. Look how beautiful that box is. It really is pretty. I love the colors. This would be a beautiful in a den for a man. These colors would all be gorgeous, just really gorgeous. And this is the Skin Deep palette, and it's right up my alley. It does have some cools in it, but it really has a lot of shades that, you know, I love. So I thought I would do a very informal get ready with me tutorial, and I'm going to be trying some new products. I bought the Milani new mascara and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get started with the eye application. So I'm going to go into this yellow, pale yellow shade, and I'm going to go ahead and just pick it up, and I'm using a flat brush, and this is the Sigma Large Shader. Just going to go in. There is a little bit of dust on this shadow, and I'm going to go ahead and place it all over the lid, just over the eye primer, and I'm probably going to take this all the way up. As you can see, well, you'll see throughout the video, I'm recording a couple of videos today, so I still have my stitches, but I do get them out Tuesday. Today is Sunday. I'm really looking forward to getting them out. Although, I guess I was really kind of silly. I expected to be able to use my hand a little bit more than I can. Like I can't twist jars off, I can't open things, it drives me nuts. I can't even, if I want like a sparkling water that's in a can, I have to ask Louis to open my can. If Louis not here, I'm, you know, what they call it, poop out of luck. But anyway, it's coming along, it is. I mean, I won't be able to walk the dogs for about 6 weeks, but in the dead of winter, it's kind of hard anyway, and it's been so cold, I don't even want to risk their paws because the doodles have so much fur between their paws that I think it would just really create a problem. Okay, so there is the eyes just primed. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this color right here. It's a little cooler than I like, and I'm also going to switch out mirrors because I need something a little bit bigger. I'm a little bit blind, so I try to be like the young girls, but it's not going to work. So I'm just going to go into my crease with this, and I have a very loose, fluffy brush, and I'm not really smashing it down. I'm just placing that color right in the crease area, just to give myself a little bit of a transition. It's actually a very pretty color. And I understand that this is a new formulation for Nars, their eyeshadows. I do have a lot of duos from Nars and a lot of single shadows. So I have enjoyed using Nars shadows over the years, but you know, I get locked into certain shadows that I love. I love the Anastasia, and I love MAC shadows. I love them all. I think I'm going to start bringing back a couple of MAC tutorials. It's going to be like, MAC is back in town. That's a song. It should be a song. I think it is. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going to just go ahead and build that up to where I want it. And I have to be very careful because I already have my concealer and everything on, and I don't want to interfere. So as it does drop down, I'm just going to take a loose brush and sweep that away so it doesn't build up. There you go. this foundation does have a really pretty finish. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye and I'll be right back. Just have a little bit of a transition color going on there. So now I think I'm gonna go in with, I was hoping they had something a little bit more orange, but they don't. So I guess I'll take this brick color right here. This is the Sigma Blending E25. I'll pick some of that up and I'm just gonna work that into the outer crease. Just to brighten it up a little. There is fallout to these shadows. You know, I really don't think there are many shadows around that don't give you some sort of fallout. This isn't really as bright as I would like it to be. I'd like a little bit, I might have to add a pop of orange in here someplace. They do spread nice. I'm just taking that same color, but I'm really just focusing it right on the outer edge here, just tapping a lot of that color on. You can see how it builds up. And then I'll just blend it out. I've decided to go a different route since there are no bright colors, bright orange colors in here. I want to stick to one palette. So I really just built up the outer edges, so now I'll take a clean fluffy brush. Or blending brush. I call it a fluffy brush because it's fluffy, like my doodles. I'm just going to sweep any of the fallout. I'm going to go in with that and I'm just going to lightly blend it just to make sure that I have no harsh lines on the outer edge there. They are nice shadows. They're really pretty. And then I want to blend it so that they're even. Okay, let's clean that up underneath. I don't want to disturb the concealer. Okay, so there's that. So now they do have some, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 satin finishes. Brain fart. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the Bdellium. And I'm just going to sweep along the upper part just to smooth it all down. Okay, so that is all I'm really going to do with the upper eye. So now I want to take just a little bit of this. I'm going to take a smudge brush and I think I'm going to go in and take this next color here that's right next to the one I was working with, and I'm going to go ahead and just tap it. Now this is a short squatty dome style brush, and I'm going to just rub that along the bottom lashes and join it to the outer. Okay, and same thing on the other side. I'm going to go in with the same color I started with, the light yellow, and I'm just going to touch and brighten this up because the other side's a little bit brighter in that area, so I'm just going to brighten that up. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to go in with this one here, the light satin. It's a yellow tone gold. I'm going to touch in with just a little bit of that same brush I was just using. And I want to tap right on the inner portion of the eye. Just tap some of that satin finish on there, just to brighten it up. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so that is pretty much the look for the eye that I'm going to do. These shadows are really nice. They blend really well. You could actually go in with this really dark shade here and just do the outer, but I'm just going to leave it as is. They do work really nice, and it's a great palette to travel with because you don't have to bring much with you. And I'm just going to go ahead and run that right along the crease just to soften any colors that might be playing wild with my eyeballs. Okay, so I want to go in, I'm just going to take the sponge and lightly touch to pick up any fallout. I'm not rubbing, I'm just pouncing because it just helps to pick up some of the fallout. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Butter Bronzer by Physician Formula, and I'm just going to use the Real Technique, and this is the multitask brush. I'm going to go in and pick up some of that butter bronzer. This is a very light bronzer. I'm going to bring my mirror in and I'm going to tap this on. I'm not going to brush it on. I'm going to just build it up and tap it because I don't want to disturb the foundation because I am doing a foundation Friday. So we're just going to tap that on until we get it to where we want it. And of course you can go on the forehead with this. I'm zoomed in a little too close for that, but everybody likes you zoomed in really tight. So that's why I'm zoomed in really tight, my friends. Okay, so you can see how really pretty that is. Okay, and someone told me when I talked about this before that this is definitely a satin finish. The one I have, let me get my zoom lens, okay? The one I have has absolutely no shimmer in it, my friends. This is not, there is no sparkle to this at all. Someone told me, oh yes, there's a sparkle in there. No, no sparkle in mine, okay, friends? There may be in some of the other ones, but this one, I have no sparkle here. I don't. So this one has no sparkles, my friends, so don't be afraid of it, okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So there is the bronze. I'm just going to do a little bit more on this side. Looking in my little mirror here, my viewfinder, and it's telling me it's not even. Okay, so there you have it. That is the butter bronzer. So now I thought, okay, I saw Lisa doing a video the other day. It's on the collab. You get these at Sally's. And when we got our place in Florida, I wanted to have makeup down there that I didn't have to travel back and forth with. And I bought a lot of the collab. And when she was talking about it, I said, oh, that's all down in Florida. But then I was going through my blushes and I found that I have one of the collab blushes here, and they're really nice blushes because they have a nice satin finish to them, so that again you don't have to pile highlighter on. So this one is called Sweet Surprise, and this is the Soft Spot Sheer Blush. All right, so I'm going to go in with a very airy style brush, and I do like to use something that's almost really wispy when you're using a satin because it just really distributes it nicely on the face. Now this is not a blush brush. This is a Featherweight Blending Pro Brush by Sephora, and it works really well for highlight. And since this blush has a beautiful satin finish to it, I'll go ahead and tap this into it. And then I do tap a little bit off because you don't want to have too much blush on. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pounce this where I want my blush. And you see how pretty that applies. And then you just pick up more, whatever you need, and you go ahead and apply it. And then I'll just feather it lightly to bring out that satin finish. And it's just a really beautiful blush. It's very, very pretty. Now, if you look straight forward at yourself and you just apply right to here, you'll actually give yourself a nice facelift. And you'll be able to see this when you look at me. You'll see that this cheek appears much fuller now. It's because of the placement. Now, some people come right in here. That's not good for me. But I do like to place it right here because it lifts my cheeks up and gives me a fullness to my face that is no longer there. All right? So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to take that beautiful blush. I'm just going to take a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and tap some off, and I'm just going to go over my eyelids with it like I always do. I love to marry colors together, and it just really, it's like you coordinate your wardrobe. Why wouldn't you coordinate your face? Okay, so there we have it. I just swept a little bit across, and that is such a pretty look. Okay, so now I'm looking in and I'm thinking, okay, I just need to build this up slightly here to even it out. And that's one thing you should do. Always really look at yourself straight forward when you're doing your makeup, because if you're going like this, you may not be getting a full, view. So always look at yourself straight and say, okay, I've got to build that up a little bit. And there you have it, okay? And then just sweep lightly. Okay? So there's that. So now I'm going to surprise all of you, because you know this is something that I never do. I'm going to put my mascara on last. But you know that this is something that I never, ever do, because I just do not think they look good. But I thought, so many people love them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to venture out I'm going to venture down that road. And I bought a ton of long wear lipsticks. Now, the difference between them is I bought all long wear lipstick that have a satin finish to them. So I thought now there's the Maybelline, but unfortunately the Maybelline colors that I picked are not really good for this look. I mean, this one I could probably get away with, but I thought I would go with the HUDA, because this is a really nice satin finish, and this is the Shiro color. I was torn between Trendsetter and Shiro, because Trendsetter and Shiro, they're very, very similar, but the Trendsetter just has a little bit more brown in the undertone, and for spring I like to brighten things up a little bit, so I thought I would go ahead and we will try this. But so that is what the color looks like in the tube, and that's what it looks like on my yellow skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips first. I'm going to wipe this off because once you put them on, they do not come off. I understand why women love them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Spice Liner, and I'm only going to lightly line my lips. I don't want to have it dark. I just want it light. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so my lips are lined with Spice Lip Liner by MAC. So here we go. And then I'm going to do my mascara, and then I'll finish off my lips. So I'm going to go ahead. It comes with the doe foot. You guys are all familiar with these because I know many of you wear them. I do feel that it's important for me to wear a lip liner with them. And because I have a lot of wrinkles in my lip, I want to go like this to put it on. Okay, so that's what that looks like, and we're going to let that set up. I'm just tight lining with my Burgundy Suede. I bought this new Milani mascara. This is the Milani highly rated mascara, and I got it in black. And let me get this open here, and I'll be able to show you what the brush looks like. It's just your regular spoolie brush, and I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, but I'm not going to put any primer on my lashes so we can see what it looks like without primer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and I'll be right back. So I've curled these lashes, and if you look, you can see there's a difference in how they look being curled. So we're just going to go ahead and try it. Okay, so that's one coat of the mascara. I would say that you get a minimal amount of buildup. They're not really dense. It gives you a little bit of length. As you can see, this is one coat, so I'm going to go ahead and apply another coat just to see. Okay, so there is 2 coats of the mascara. I can't tell you how it's going to wear or anything like that. We'll have to see how that does. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other lash, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the finished look, and this is 3 layers of the Milani mascara. And I did notice when I was putting the second layer on the first layer, there was some small little droppings of mascara on my face. So I have a feeling that this mascara is going to end up having some little showers of mascara on my face throughout the day, but I will let you know. And the lip is just about set up. So what I'm going to do, actually, I will tell you the satin mattes I think are pretty. If you're an aging woman with a lot of lip lines, I understand the need for these because lipstick and lip gloss just travels right up into our lines, and then we look like we've been eating all day and not cleaning our face up. But I will say that these satin mattes are not that bad, and they do last just as long. But if you're somebody that still doesn't like them, what you can do, and I find myself doing, now this is Marc Jacob, I love the tube, but this is Sugar Sugar, and he does have it in a gloss, but I find that when I put glosses over these, they end up doing the same thing that a wet lipstick or a wet gloss would do. So what I'm going to do is I just take this and I just lightly place it in the center. This has just a hint of satin finish. And I just place it in the center, and it just brings a little bit of life to a long-lasting lipstick. The foundation looks really, really pretty when you first put it on, but we don't know how it's going to wear on a dry, mature skin. So make sure you're looking out for my Foundation Friday videos My first one will be using the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. And I also in that video will update you a little bit on the concealer, which is by Fenty. Okay, so thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe, and also hit that bell notification, because a lot of people have been having problems with their subscription and not getting videos. If you hit the bell, you will always be notified of a new upload from me or anybody else on YouTube. All right, so thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, subscribe. We are living life here. Go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, my friends, lovable. I love you all. Bisous.